very much. I'll be doing a news conference outside in a little while, just prior to the trip. We're going to New Mexico and to other places for 2.5 days, and many of you will be with us, and I look forward to that. But in particular, I look forward to our meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, have you seen evidence, proof that Iran was behind the attack?
Well, it's looking that way. We'll have some pretty good, we're having some very strong studies done, but it's certainly looking that way at this moment, and we'll let you know. As soon as we find out definitively, we'll let you know, but it does look that way.
Mr. President, do you want war with Iran?
Do I want war? I don't want war with anybody. I'm somebody that would like not to have war. We have the strongest military in the world. We've spent more than $1.5 trillion in the last short period of time on our military. Nobody's even come close. We have the best equipment in the world. We have the best missiles. And as you say, you just bought the Patriot system. There's nothing even close. No, I don't want war with anybody, but we're prepared more than anybody. 2.5 years ago, I will tell you, it was not the same thing. And with what we've done, we've totally rebuilt our military in so many different ways, but we've rebuilt it. And there's nobody that has the F-35. We have the best fighter jets, the best rockets, the best missiles, the best equipment. But with all of that being said, we'd certainly like to avoid it.
What are the options, Mr. President? What are the options if not a military?
Well, we have a lot of options, but I'm not looking at options right now. We want to find definitively who did this. We're dealing with Saudi Arabia. We're dealing with the Crown Prince and so many other of your neighbors. And we're all talking about it together. We'll see what happens.
Is it the responsibility of Saudi Arabia to...
President Rouhani in New York, as it was speculated that you might...
Say it.
Will you still meet with President Rouhani in Iran?
Well, I have no meeting scheduled. I know they want to meet. I know they're not doing well as a country. Iran has got a lot of problems right now that 2.5 years ago, and even a little bit more than that when I came in. It's hard to believe. It's almost 3 years. But 2.5 to 3 years ago, they were causing a lot of trouble, and we'll see what happens. But we'll let you know definitively. As you know, there are ways to see definitively where they came from, and we have all of those ways, and that's being checked out right now.
Are you still willing to meet with the Iranians without preconditions?
Well, you know, there were always conditions, because the conditions, if you look at it, the sanctions are not going to be taken off. So if the sanctions, that's a condition. So, you know, that's why the press misreported it. The biggest thing you can talk about are the sanctions, and the sanctions are massive. There's never been sanctions put on a country like that. And I think they have a tremendous future, but not the way they're behaving. We'll see what happens in terms of this attack. Secretary Pompeo and others will be going over to Saudi Arabia at some point to discuss what they feel. They're going to make a statement fairly soon. But they also know something that most people don't know as to where it came from, who did it, and we'll be able to find that out, figure that out very quickly. We pretty much already know.
Mr. President, pretty much already know prepared for war?
Say it?
You said the United States is prepared for war?
The United States is more prepared than any country in the history in any history, if we have to go that way. As to whether or not we go that way, we'll see. We have to find out definitively who did it. We have to speak to Saudi Arabia. They have to have a lot in the game also, and you know they're willing to do that. I think everybody knows they're willing to do that. So we'll be meeting with Saudi Arabia. We'll be talking to Saudi Arabia. We'll be talking to UAE and many of the neighbors out there that we're very close friends with. We're also talking to Europe, a lot of the countries that we're dealing with, whether it's France, Germany, etc. Talking to a lot of different folks, and we're figuring out what they think. But I will tell you, that was a very large attack, and it could be met with an attack many, many times larger very easily by our country. But we're going to find out who definitively did it first.
Can we clarify, Mr. President? So you said that you think that Iran is responsible for the attack. Do you think that...
I didn't say that. Why do you say that? I said that we think we know who it was, but I didn't say anybody. But certainly it would look to most like it was Iran, but I did not say it the way you said. Go ahead.
Do you think it was launched from Iran?
You're going to find out in great detail in the very near future. We have the exact locations of just about everything. You're going to find out at the right time, but it's too early to tell you that now.
Do you want to release the oil from the war reserve to help cushion the oil prices that are rising now?
Well, they haven't risen very much, and we have these strategic oil reserves, which are massive, and we can release a little bit of that. And other countries, including Bahrain, but other countries can be a little bit more generous with the oil, and you'd bring it right down. So, no, that's not a problem. It went up $5, and that is not a problem.